Lesson number 5, Science 2, Towards Green Energy. Topics of this lesson are use of various energy resources, use of various energy sources, generation of electrical energy, process of generation of electricity and environment. So first topic is energy and use of energy. In modern civilization, energy has become a primary need along with food, cloth and shelter. We need energy in different forms for diverse types of works. The energy that we need may be in the form of mechanical energy, chemical energy, sound energy, light energy or heat energy. How do we get these different forms of energy? Now, we know that energy can be converted from one form to another. Different sources of energy are used to different forms of energy necessary for us. In previous standards, we have learnt about energy, sources of energy and various concepts related to them. Here we will learn about various sources that are now used for the generation of electrical energy. The methods that are used for this, the scientific principles that are used here, the advantages and disadvantages of these methods, and also what is meant by green energy. So, generation of electrical energy. Most of electric power plants are based on the principle of electromagnetic induction invented by Michael Faraday. According to this principle, whenever magnetic field around a conductor changes, a potential difference is generated across the conductor. The field around a conductor can be changed in two ways. If a conductor is stationary and magnet is rotating, the field around the conductor changes, or if a magnet is stationary. But the conductor is moving, then also the field around the conductor will change. Thus, in both these cases, a potential difference is created across the conductor. The electrical power generating machine based on this principle is called electrical generator. Such large generators are used in commercial power generation plants. Turbine is used to rotate the magnet in the generator. A turbine has blades. When a flow of liquid or gas is directed on the blades of the turbine, it rotates because of the kinetic energy of the flow. This turbine is connected to electric generator. Thus, the magnet in electric generator starts rotating and electric energy is produced. This method of electrical energy generation can be represented as below. Thus, to generate electricity based on the principle of electromagnetic induction, we need a generator. To rotate the generator, we need a turbine, and to drive the turbine, we need an energy source. Based on which type of energy source is used to rotate the turbine, there are different types of power generating stations. The design of the turbine used in different types of power station is also different. Proper energy source to run turbine will be turbine, generator and electrical energy. Thermal energy based electric power station. In this, the turbine is rotated using steam. Water is heated in a boiler using the thermal energy released due to burning of coal. Steam of very high temperature and pressure is generated. The energy in the steam drives the turbine. Thus, the generator connected to the turbine rotates and electrical energy is produced. The steam is converted back into water and the water is recirculated to the boiler. This is shown in flow chart. Like fuel coal, then the boiler conversion of water to steam, then the steam turbine rotates, then the generator starts, then the electric energy is produced. And steam for converting steam back to water. This cycle goes on and the electricity gets generated. thermal energy is used here to generate electrical energy, such power plants are called thermal power plants. In thermal power plants, the chemical energy in the coal is converted into electrical energy through several steps which are shown in figure 5.6. So chemical energy in the coal is converted into thermal energy. The thermal energy is converted into kinetic energy in steam. Then the kinetic energy is converted into kinetic energy in turbine. And the kinetic energy in turbine is generating electrical energy. Study the schematics of thermal power plants. If you see a thermal power station, you will observe two types of towers there. What are they? If you observe the schematic of the thermal power station, you will get answer to this question. Compare the schematic of the thermal power station with the block diagram above and you will understand how the boiler, turbine, generator and the condenser are arranged in the power station. After combustion of fuel, here coal in the boiler, the emitted gases are released to the atmosphere through very high tower. Once the turbine is rotated using the steam at high temperature and high pressure, steam temperature and pressure decreases. This steam is converted back to water by taking out heat from it, by cooling it. This is done in the condenser using water in the cooling tower. The water in cooling tower is circulated through the condenser. Heat energy in the steam is given to the water and the steam condenses back to water. The heat absorbed by the water is then released to atmosphere through vapor and heated air through cooling tower. Although thermal power generation is a major way of electricity generation today, it suffers from certain problems. First problem is air pollution due to burning of coal. Burning of coal results in emission of gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide, which are harmful to the health. Second problem, along with the emission of gases due to burning of coal, soot particles are also released into the environment. This may cause serious health problems related to the respiratory system. Third problem, the reserves of fuel used in this method, that is coal, are limited. Therefore, in future, there will be limitations on the availability of the coal. Power plant based on nuclear energy. The second power plant based on nuclear energy, let's see how it works. In the power plant based on nuclear energy also, steam turbine is used to rotate the generator. However, here the energy released by fission of nuclei of atoms like uranium or plutonium is used to generate the steam of high temperature and high pressure. The energy in the steam rotates the turbine, which in turn drives the generator producing electricity. The flow chart of the nuclear power plant is shown in figure 5.8. So the nuclear reactor for nuclear fission, then system for steam generation from water, then steam turbine rotates, then the generator works and the electrical energy is produced. So this is how the nuclear power plant works. Thus here nuclear energy is converted into thermal energy. Thermal energy is converted into kinetic energy of steam. Kinetic energy of steam is converted into kinetic energy of turbine. And finally the kinetic energy of turbine is converted into electrical energy. The step-by-step transformation of energy is shown in figure 5.5. So nuclear energy converted to the thermal energy to kinetic energy in steam, and kinetic energy in steam to kinetic energy in turbine. The turbine starts rotating and the electric energy or electrical energy or electricity is generated. So this was energy transformation in nuclear power plant. How does nuclear fission take place? When neutron is bombarded on atom of uranium-235, it absorbs the neutron and converts into its isotope, uranium-236. Uranium-236, being extremely unstable, converts into atoms of barium and krypton through a process of fission releasing 3 neutrons and 200 MeV energy, megavolt energy. The 3 neutrons generated in this process cause fission of 3 other uranium 235 atoms, releasing more energy. The neutrons released in this reaction release more energy through fission of more uranium nuclei. This process of fission of uranium 235 atoms continues and is called the chain reaction. In nuclear power plants, a controlled chain reaction results in release of thermal energy, which is used for electric energy generation. A nuclear power plant does not use fossil fuel like coal, therefore problems like air pollution do not arise. Also, if sufficient nuclear fuel is available, this can be a good source of electrical energy. However, there are few problems associated with nuclear power generations. The problems are the products after fission of nuclear fuel are also radioactive and emit harmful radiations. The products are called as nuclear waste. How to dispose the nuclear waste safely is a big challenge before the scientists. An accident in nuclear power plant can be very fatal. This is because the accident may result in release of very harmful radiations. Power generation plant based on energy of natural gas. Now this power plant is based on energy of natural gas. In this plant, the turbine is run by a gas at very high temperature and pressure generated by combustion of natural gas. A flow chart shown various stages in the power generations plant based on natural gas energy is shown. So compressor for pressurized air, then combustion chamber, then the gas turbine, and then the generator, and then the electricity is generated. This is the arrangement in power plant based on energy of natural gas. There are 3 main sections in this type of plant. Pressurized air is introduced into the combustion chamber using a compressor. In the combustion chamber, the natural gas burns in presence of the air. The gas at very high temperature and pressure generated in this chamber runs the turbine. Then the turbine then drives the generator to produce electricity. Step-by-step transformation of energy in this plant is shown in figure 5.13. So first, chemical energy in natural gas is converted into kinetic energy generated due to combustion of natural gas, converted into kinetic energy in turbine, and then the electric energy is produced. So transformation of energy in power plant using energy of natural gas. The efficiency of this type of power generation plant is higher than that of power generation plant based on coal. Moreover, since the natural gas does not contain sulfur, burning of natural gas results in less pollution. The schematic of power plant based on natural gas is given in figure 5.14. Schematic power plant based on natural gas. Just think about which electricity generation process is eco-friendly and which is not. Always remember, though use of energy is unavailable in our day-to-day life, it is necessary to use it carefully and only if in the required amount. Electric energy generation and environment. Electricity generation based on fossil fuels like coal, natural gas and nuclear fuels like uranium and plutonium are not environment friendly. It means that if electrical energy is generated using these fuels, it can lead to environmental degradation. We have seen that burning of fossil fuels like coal and natural gas leads to emission of certain gases and soot particles. This results in air pollution. Incomplete combustion of fuels leads to formation of carbon monoxide. It adversely affects our health. Increase in percentage of carbon dioxide in the air due to burning of fuels affects environment severely. The phenomena of global warming is an example of this. Nitrogen dioxide generated due to burning of fuels like coal, diesel, petrol, etc. lead to problems like acid rain. Soot particles generated due to incomplete burning of fossil fuel cause air pollution. It can lead to problems related to respiratory system like asthma. Second, it took millions of years for formation of fossil fuels like coal, crude oils and natural gas, LPG and CNG. Also, the reserves of these fuels are limited. They are going to deplete in future. It is said that with the current speed of their use, the coal reserves in the world would last for another about 200 years or so, and the natural gas reserves for about 200 to 300 years. Third, we have also discussed above about the problems in use of nuclear energy like the disposal of nuclear waste and possibility of disaster due to accident in nuclear power plant. Considering all these points, it can be said that the energy generation from fossil fuels and nuclear fuels are not environment friendly. So, towards environment friendly energy, towards green energy. There are other ways of electricity production which avoids above problems. Electricity generation from water reservoir, wind, sunlight, biofuels, etc. are the examples of such methods. The energy sources used in such options, that is water reservoir, wind, sunlight, biofuel, are never ending, that is are perpetual. Moreover, use of these sources do not lead to environmental problems discussed above. Therefore, electricity generations through these sources can be called environment friendly. We can also call the energy generated by these processes as green energy. Looking at the problems in electricity generation using fuels like coal, natural gas, and nuclear fuels, the world is now heading towards environment friendly energy, that is green energy. Now, what is hydroelectric energy? How is hydroelectric energy produced? Kinetic energy in flowing water or the potential energy in water reservoir is a conventional source of energy. In hydroelectric power plant, the potential energy in water stored in dam is converted into kinetic energy of water. Fast flowing is brought from the dam to the turbine at the bottom of the dam. The kinetic energy of the flowing water drives the turbine. The turbine in turn drives the generator to generate electricity. The block diagram showing different components of hydroelectric power plant is shown in figure 5.15. First, in the first block, water reservoir with potential energy is then converted into water turbine which runs or turns the turbine, and then the turbine runs the generator, and then the electricity is produced. Since no fuel is burned in hydroelectric plant, no air pollution due to combustion of fuel results. However, considering the issues like forced migration of large community, submerging of forests and fertile land, adverse effect on living creatures in the river, it has always been a point to debate whether the hydroelectricity is environment friendly or not. What is your opinion about it? Let's see advantages of hydroelectric power generation. Since no fuel is burnt in hydroelectric power generations, there is no pollution resulting from combustion of fuels. Second, if there is sufficient water storage in the dam, it is possible to generate electricity as and when necessary. Third, although water reservoir is used for power generation, it can be replenished during rainy season, leading to uninterrupted power generation. Now, what are the problems associated with hydroelectric power plant? First, the backwater due to storage of water in dam may submerge villages or towns in that area. This leads to the problems of rehabilitation of the displaced population. Moreover, this can also submerge forests as well as fertile land. Second, the obstruction of the flow of river water may have adverse effect on living world in the river. Let's see next plant, electricity generation using wind energy. So the kinetic energy in wind has been used since long for lifting of water, for driving flow mill, etc. The wind energy can also be used for electricity generation. The machine which converts the kinetic energy of wind to electrical energy is called wind turbine. As the wind strikes the blades of the turbine, the blades rotate. The axle of the turbine is connected to electric generator through a gearbox. The function of the gearbox is to increase the rotations per unit time. Thus, the rotating blades drive the turbine, and the turbine in turn drives the generator to generate electricity. Various stages in the wind energy generation systems can be shown in figure 5.19, and schematics of windmill is shown in figure 5.20. wind with required velocity, wind turbine with large fins, generator electrical energy. So the kinetic energy in the wind generates kinetic energy in turbine, and kinetic energy in the turbine after rotating generates electric energy. When wind turbines with capacity right from less than 1 kW to about 7 MW 7000 kilowatts are commercially available, depending on the wind velocity available at the site of installation. Wind turbine with specific capacity selected. The wind velocity at specific location depends on many geographical factors. Wind velocity is usually high on seashores, and that environment is appropriate for installation of wind turbine. Wind energy is a clean energy source. However, the wind velocity necessary for wind energy generation is not available everywhere. In that sense, use of wind energy is limited. Now, what is electric energy generation using solar energy? So let's see a solar energy plant producing electric energy. Using the energy in the sunlight, electric energy can be generated in two ways. First, in all the above methods of electricity generation, we have studied the electric generator is driven by using some source of energy, and electricity is generated by making use of the principle of electromagnetic induction. However, electrical energy can be generated directly from solar radiation without using generator and without using the principle of electromagnetic induction. This happens in solar photovoltaic cells. Solar photovoltaic cells convert the solar energy directly into electrical energy. Second, in the second method, the energy in solar radiation is converted into thermal energy first, then a turbine generator system is driven using that thermal energy to generate electricity. So first one, solar photovoltaic cell. So what is solar photovoltaic cell? A solar photovoltaic cell converts the solar radiation energy directly into electrical energy. This is called solar photovoltaic effect. The electrical energy generated through this energy transformation process is DC in nature. These solar cells are made of a special type of material called semiconductor. Example, silicon. A silicon solar cell of dimension 1 cm square generates current of about 30 milliampere and potential difference of about 0.5 volts. Thus, a silicon solar cell of dimension 100 cm square will generate about 3 amperes. 30 MA cm square into 100 cm square is equal to 3000 MA 3 ampere equals to 3 ampere current and 0.5 volts. Remember that the potential difference available from a solar cell is independent of its area. So the energy in sunlight gives a photovoltaic effect. With the photovoltaic effect generates direct current electric power. If two solar cells are connected in series, the potential difference obtained from this combination is addition of the potential differences of individual solar cells. However, the current generated from this combination is equal to the current from an individual cell. It means that when solar cells are connected in series, currents from the individual cells are not added. Similarly, as shown, if two solar cells are connected in parallel, the current generated from this combination is the summation of the currents from an individual solar cells. However, the potential difference obtained from this combination is the same as the potential difference obtained from individual cell. Thus, if two solar cells are connected in parallel, the potential differences from the two cells are not added. In this way, by connecting many solar cells in series and in parallel, solar panels generating required current and potential difference are made. For example, if 36 solar cells, each of size 100 cm squares, are connected in series in a solar panel, it will give potential difference of 18 volts and current of 3 ampere. Many such panels are connected together to generate electricity on large scale. A good solar cell can have an efficiency of around 15%, It means that if a solar panel receives power of 100 watt from solar radiation, the electrical power output from the panel will be 15 watt. Many solar panels are connected in series and in parallel to generate required current and potential differences. Solar cell is the basic unit in the solar electric plant. Many solar cells come together to form a solar panel. Many solar panels connect in a series form a solar strings, and many solar strings connected in parallel form a solar array. As we can obtain as much electrical power as needed, they are used in applications which need marginal power. Example, calculators that run on solar energy to power station of MW capacity. The power available from the solar cells in DC direct current. So in applications which need DC direct current power, example electric lights based on light emitting diodes, the energy can be directly used. However, since the energy from solar cell is available only in presence of sunlight, the energy has to be stored in batteries for use at later time. However, most of the equipment in domestic as well as industrial use run on AC power, alternate current power. In such case, the direct current solar power must be converted into alternate current power using an electronic device called inverter. We have seen that many solar panels can be connected together to generate whatever energy we need. As shown, the DC power generated from these panels is first converted into AC power. A transformer transforms the voltage and current levels of the generated power, and then it is fed into the electricity distribution network. It is a schematic diagram of solar photovoltaic power station. In this way, electricity is generated without any fuel combustion, as so without any air pollution. However, since the energy is generated using solar radiation, solar cells can generate electricity during daytime only. Now, solar thermal power plant. We have seen that thermal energy generated from coal and nuclear fuel can be used to generate electricity. Thermal energy can also be generated from solar radiations and can be used for electricity production. Different stages in such solar thermal power plant are concentrators for collecting sunlight, then absorber for absorbing the concentrated sunlight, and then steam turbine, then electrical generator, and then electricity is generated from different stages in a solar thermal power plant. Many reflectors reflect and concentrate solar radiations on absorbers. Their solar energy is converted into heat energy. Using this heat energy, steam is generated to drive the turbine and the generator, and hence the electricity is produced by solar energy.